So there have been some crazy amounts of news reports that have been coming out. Florentino Perez apparently wants to sign João Neves. And I know some of you guys are gonna be like, it's not João Neves, bro, it's João Neves and all this stuff. So, you know what, I'm actually gonna say João Neves. So João Neves is a player that I've known about for his entire career. I know he came from Benfica to PSG, and when he was at Benfica, he was a nice young talent. PSG eventually signed him. It took him no time to become a big player for PSG, and then that translated on to how he played in Portugal. And now you look at him, he's a Champions League winner, and now he's one of the main forces in PSG. He's one of the driving forces to PSG's success. He's one of their main runners. You know, PSG is a team full of runners. He's one of their main runners. He's one of their main hard-working players. He's like their Valverde. Now the thing is, he is one of the best midfielders in the world. Best midfielders in the world. And guess how old he is? He's 21 years of age. And with Perez saying he's interested in you, if Perez wants you, he's gonna get you. And he doesn't care how much he's gonna have to spend. Now that is especially true now because of how maybe desperate he is to stay Real Madrid president, because he has some competition now, and therefore I think for a player like João Neves, who's 110 million euros, that is his worth. It's crazy. He is worth that amount of money. Super young, super talented. This guy is 21 with experience of someone who is 30 years old. He plays like an experienced player. This makes it even more scary, because if he's playing like this at 21, how is this guy gonna play when he's actually 30? I think this guy has Ballon d'Or written all over him, literally, and I think it's better to sign him than to sign Rodri. Rodri is gonna be like 80 million, 100 million, and he's in his 30s. I would rather take João Neves, who's 21, and he's gonna cost probably around the same amount. So you're thinking, what makes him so special? Now let's get into that. He's a CDM, and he's one of the best CDMs in the world. He is so good at pressing. His pressing is like on a whole different level. And it's an amount of pressing that our squad genuinely doesn't have. This guy will run the entire pitch. This guy will pressure his opposition. And he pressures them so much that he wins the ball back. And that's not it. You know, we need a controlling midfielder. This guy is a good defensive midfielder and a good controller. He's like Tchouameni plus a bit of Vitinha in the same player. How is that possible? He can play so much roles in the midfield, and he also has goal scoring abilities. And when I say goal scoring abilities, look at this. It's actually crazy how this guy scored a hat-trick. This is one of the greatest hat-tricks I think I've ever seen. 2 bicycle kicks and then 1 long range outside of the box goal. He scored a hat-trick as a CDM for PSG, and that was beautiful. That, no doubt, is a legendary hat-trick. So when it comes to goal scoring, he has it. He even scored against Bayern Munich. He scored a header. This guy had no right to score a header because he's one of the shortest players on the pitch. But that shows you how good he is. He performs in big matches. He has composure in big matches. And the thing I like about him, he has composure in tight situations. When the entire teams are pressing him. When teams like Bayern Munich, who are pressing machines, when they press him, this guy remains composed. 21 years of age, not feeling too much pressure, not playing nervously, composed. At such an elite level, that is genuinely crazy. And he's not just this random aggressive player, sometimes composed. He's not just that. He's good also with bold-up play. This guy is one of the most intelligent players you will see on the pitch. He's just like Pedri, Vitinha. Those are players that are regarded as super intelligent. Pass the ball to them whenever you get the opportunity, because they are going to create magic. João Neves is also like that. He's that plus an aggressive defensive midfielder. And I also think he's perfect for the team because first of all, he's only 21. He has won Champions Leagues in his... Well, he won 1 Champions League, so I can't say Champions Leagues. He's probably going to win his next Champions League. So if he does win it, that will be 2 Champions Leagues. A guy that can win Champions Leagues, that is what we need in this team. Real Madrid is a Champions League winning team. What better than to sign players who have experience in winning? Like this signing reminds me a bit of Toni Kroos. Now the thing about Toni Kroos was, he was very severely undervalued. We signed him for 25 million. That guy was probably worth, if he was playing in today's day and age, in today's market, he would go for probably 100 million. Real Madrid pulled the biggest bargain of all time and signed him for 25. Now he reminds me also of João Neves. Not in his play style, but in his quality. Toni Kroos already had a Champions League when he was with Bayern. He had a World Cup when he was with Bayern. And he had a fantastic World Cup, and that led to Real Madrid signing him. João Neves, he could have 2 Champions Leagues and possibly a World Cup, because Portugal are also a good team in the World Cup. If João Neves wins that, this guy's value is gonna go probably from 110 million to probably 180 million. It could go that crazy. And I think if Real Madrid wanna sign him, do what Barcelona are doing and sign him now. Do it now. Don't waste time. Don't wait for the World Cup to end and then his value is 10 times more than it was. So I know a question that many of you guys will ask is, how will he fit in Real Madrid's midfield? You will have probably this type of midfield, a double pivot. Because if we are gonna play under José, which there's a year we go, so I think it is kind of official, I think he will play in a double pivot with Tchouaméni. And I think it will work. He will be the controller / defensive midfielder. Tchouaméni will just be the defensive midfielder. And I think defensively we will be solid. There's also a possibility in a 4-3-3 that he can just play alongside Valverde and Tchouaméni, but then it will leave questions. Where will you play players like Arda Güler or Jude Bellingham? Where you gonna play them if you're gonna have such a high quality player playing in the same midfield as Tchouaméni or Valverde? So I can see a possibility where he even benches Tchouaméni. That looks like the highest possibility, because he can fulfill that role anyways. And you know what his signing also reminds me of? If Real Madrid do sign him, we're signing a young player with a lot of money and someone who is young but has so much top class first team experience. Jude Bellingham reminds me of him. When we signed Jude Bellingham, so many people were saying he's overrated. Do you think that is the right amount to have spent on him? And it turns out it was. He was sensational in his first season. He was playing like a player that's been playing for not 30 years, but like 10 years. João Neves, if he comes to Real Madrid and Perez actually spends that money and brings him in, he's gonna bring the same, possibly even more. So overall, this signing will get a huge thumbs up from me. I would happily accept this guy in Real Madrid. I don't care how much money they're gonna spend, do it. We move on now to Florentino Perez and Riquelme. It's a lot of interesting news reports. I don't know how much of these are true, how much of these are false, but Perez apparently does not want to debate him. That tells me volumes. That either tells me Perez is scared to look like a fool, or it tells me Perez is too old and he doesn't want to debate anyone. And that's understandable. Old people don't like to debate so much. So I think Perez, what he's gonna do and his strategy is, he's just gonna show Madridsters everything he has done for the club already, how much Champions League trophies he's won, and I think that's gonna earn him his vote. Riquelme, however, he has to work extremely hard to get the Madridsters' votes. So far, he has promised 2 big signings. He has promised a big manager also. He has promised a sporting director. And so far, I know with politicians, you can't believe everything they say. But I would like to actually see him as a president. I feel like Perez would also be a good, either way. I would accept either one. They both look like they have promising projects. Of course, Riquelme is 37. That could be a bonus. Perez could be near retirement. Either way, whoever wins the elections, I'll be happy either way. But either way, that is my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section. I will be reading, will be responding. But if you enjoyed, smash like on the video. It truly helps at the channel. Subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. Peace out.